Hey guys, it's Bob. If you've noticed, I actually shaved. Go figure, it's about time. I kinda really needed it. So I was at class tonight and we had like a 5-minute break and I'm thinking, man, I have drank like 64 ounces of coffee today and I really need to go to the bathroom. So I go into the bathroom and I'm standing in a stall and getting ready to do my thing. And someone walks in and stands right next to me. I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but apparently I have a really shy bladder. So the second someone walks in the bathroom and stands next to me that I don't know, all bets are off. So, couldn't go to the bathroom, had to leave, which I think is even more embarrassing to me. The fact that I could not go to the bathroom while I was in the bathroom, because then it looks like I was loitering, which is kind of creepy. So I went back into class and I sat down and I had to hold it for 2 hours. 2 hours. You better believe I flew home and I was whipping through town and I came running in this door and ran straight to the bathroom. I thought my bladder was going to explode. It was really bad. Mark, you don't know how bad I wish I had some of those cherries right now. I have not had rum in months. Yeah, so I'm sure my coworkers absolutely hate my guts right now because all week I've been listening to pretty much the same song over and over again. It's like Our Mother's Health, or I think that's what it's called. It's by The Knife, which is like a Swedish techno band with 2 siblings, like a brother and a sister. Holy crap, if you ever come across this video on YouTube, it is creepy as hell, but I love the song. I even played it when I was driving really fast trying to get home. Hopefully I'll be through that phase in a few days, because I'm going to drive some people insane if I keep playing the same song over and over. Oh, there's the beer. So I asked everyone last week what their dream date was, and I thought about it, and my dream date is a date that I went on with an ex. We went downtown and we were walking in the city I live in Roanoke, Virginia. Beautiful bridges in the downtown area, all these old bridges from the 30s. And so it's pouring down rain and the street lights are on, and we decide to go for a walk down the street, and we walk out underneath a street lamp in the rain, the pouring rain, next to this bridge, and we kiss in the middle of the road. And for me, that was one of the most liberating moments in my dating life. That's when I first came to the point where I was, totally comfortable with who I was, and I was so happy and so at peace with myself. So that's my dream date. I just wish I could relive it with someone I like a bit more. Someone that's not a jerk. Megan asked, what's the dumbest thing that someone has said to you about the community, or someone has asked you about the community? Actually, everyone pretty much got all of the questions that I was going to say. There is one other thing that bothers the crap out of me. I don't know how many times inside the gay community I've had people look at me and tell me, oh, you're not really bisexual. You just don't know who you are yet. That's something that pisses me off more than anything else. It's the assumption that someone else knows who I am, but I don't. So that really irritates me. It gets my goat. Okay, so Friend Friday, Nick, Nightwish Nick, he asked if we had the choice of staying in Wonderland or staying in the real world, which one we'd stay in. Damn it, that's my pizza. Yeah, you should have just seen me. My pizza got done, and I'm so hungry. I jumped up and I ran for that oven. I knocked everything over. I even knocked my notes off the couch. So, delicious pizza, spinach and mushroom. Okay, I'll pay attention now. Back to Nick's question. Definitely, I'm a huge fan of Lewis Carroll, first of all. I love Alice in Wonderland. One of my best friends bought me a nice hardback copy of this book, so let me tell you, Wonderland all the way. I mean, think of the caucus race and all that fun crap that you get to do. Wonderland all the way. That's my pick. So I guess Mark's question was about workplace discrimination. Like, I don't know, does it happen in our workplace, but also, do we go overboard sometimes? I guess that was the gist of the question. Where I work, luckily, for it being a small southern business, it's not altogether too bad. People have made comments to me before. I generally choose to tell them that that's not a subject I wish to discuss with my coworkers, that my personal life is something that I share with friends, not coworkers. So if I find something to be offensive or a little bit discriminatory, then I just simply tell them I don't wish to talk about it. I think the big line where you cross, between discrimination and sexual harassment is that line where someone says, okay, I'm not comfortable discussing this, and I'm not comfortable with you saying this. Please stop. Anything past that point, I think, is when the harassment and the discrimination starts. So I think that's a big line, is just respecting other people's space and their beliefs. So if they ask you not to do something, or they politely hint at it, drop it, let it go, they're not comfortable with it. Sophia wanted to know about our spiritual path. Personally, I am agnostic. I was raised in the Mormon church, and I actually was in the Mormon church until I was 18 years old, and I totally, started getting comfortable with myself and came out as who I was. And when I started being open and honest with myself, I found that the Mormon church wasn't so welcoming anymore. Now, for years, since I was a young kid, I had figured out all the ins and outs of the Mormon church, and I weaved myself through them, trying to avoid any problems, yet I knew who I was. So, when I was about 18, I rejected the Mormon church, and it was not too long after that that I realized that there was nothing about the Mormon church that I had ever actually believed. So I consider myself to be agnostic. I don't believe in God. I don't believe I can disprove that God exists. I'm open to learning new things, and I'm open to new situations, but I don't necessarily go seeking out a spiritual or religious path these days. So here's my question for you guys. I have always wanted to do a documentary. So, if you could do a documentary, what would you do the documentary about? What would be your subject, and why would you pick that subject? One thing that I've always wanted to do a documentary on, and I swear I'll do it before I'm 40, I want to do a documentary on prostitution in foreign countries and impoverished countries. I want to explore why it exists and, what can be changed about it, what should be changed about it, if anything should be done about it. Because I think it's a very interesting and controversial situation. In some situations you have people who choose to live this lifestyle, and in other situations you have people who are forced into this lifestyle either by someone else or by the situation that they are in economically. So I think it's a very touchy and interesting subject, and I think that's why I would like to do a documentary on it. Hopefully you guys don't think I'm a total nutbag because that's what I want to do for my documentary. But I will catch you guys later, and I hope you have an awesome week. Later.